Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is me doing a cast, and I will be probably pausing a lot, so there will be several parts to this video, and I will be putting them together for you, so no worries. Everything will be absolutely fine. Now, I'm playing Elvish hero Neki on this map, the name of which I forgot. It's, I believe, I simply can't remember. Might be Silverhead Crossing. Might be Silverhead Crossing. Yes, it might very well be. Yes, it is indeed. So we're gonna have these villages here, which is an interesting area of attack. Also, this particular village on the red side is quite vulnerable, as far as I remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 villages. So I do need to keep this village safe. This is an open swath of land. Therefore, any attacks will be devastating, simply devastating. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not that good, is it? Now, in terms of recruits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I do need one particular. I do need a fighter, which is quick, which doesn't really help me. I will get another fighter because fighters, you can't really go wrong with them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I do need a scout. I don't care what anybody says. A scout is absolutely needed. Therefore, I'll be going for a scout this side. This should take care of most village grabbing business. Now, in terms of these villages over there, I do want to grab one village. Otherwise, I just won't feel well, if you know what I mean. So I would need to keep the village grabbing process alive. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, maybe even a yeah, this could work. Merman Hunter, which is resilient strong, therefore there's absolutely nothing I can do. Perhaps I could have done another recruit. However, I do want to see what my opponent is before I do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will go away with my leader anyway. And I will have a look. Okay, with this being said, I do need to go now. I will be just offline for a couple of minutes and I will come back. Okay, let's have a look at what my opponent is. Of course, Undead, why not? And of course, bats are quite powerful here. I will start a journey of village grabbing now. That would probably take ages. Okay, at least I do have resilient fighters. One of them is dexterous. That is absolutely fabulous. Okay, now we can probably end turn. Anyway, it's going to be an absolute delight to deal with all these bats. However, you've by now probably figured out that I am being completely sarcastic. It's impossible to deal with bats here. They can just hide in this deep swath of water. They can do all sorts of things. They can cover the map. They can absolutely ignore these caves and mushrooms and all the annoying terrain types. They have free reign on my villages, and I believe them to be able to mount up a 60% defense on villages. That is absolutely insane given the mobility they have. Now, in terms of my recruits, Merman Hunter does absolutely nothing. I do believe in the ladder era, Merman Hunter was a bit buffed. However, in this normal era, which Master Bao specifically requested, I don't believe to have such perks. It is difficult to know what he's doing top simply because I just do not have the mobility, and there it is, the bat, the pesky bat. And if I 50%, oh, at least the bat is furrow. At least that. Okay, at least that. That is okay. We are fine. Okay, in terms of my recruits, he seems to be willing to mount an attack on the center of the map. That would be problem here is I can't really hide wowsers, right? I would really need to recruit it out in the open. There's really no place for a sneaky wows, and he can label the wows. It would be annoying to play against. I'll admit to that, but otherwise, it shouldn't be. It should be a bit of a. Sure, I'll just go for the wows. Why not? He's going to see the recruit anyway. Might as well recruit it out in the open. Now, in terms of what do I do with my fighter, do want to place my fighter on this particular tile so that I prevent him from taking this tile. Obviously, I'm not sure what is coming down my way on the other flank. I might have just done a tiny bit of a mistake, but time will tell. It's too early to tell now, obviously. If he does go for my a strong, intelligent fighter, I will have plenty of retaliation, which is fine. I'm not too worried about the situation. Oh, okay, look, that is absolutely ridiculous. So I would need to set label with bat, right? And I would always have to remember that there is a bat lurking in the dark, right? So bat. Okay. Nice. The attack is coming with 2 ghosts. I believe ghosts in the normal era are 20% gold. I won't be able to fight against that. Definitely won't be able to hold my ground. Perhaps with my leader on this particular village, I would be able to hold my ground, but I wouldn't bet on it. In terms of his recruits, he is going with adepts. I do not blame him for that. He was probably going to push with the leader in the center of the map. Ghost is also coming to support in the center. I'm not sure I agree to this move. I don't agree, actually. I would expect him to put pressure on my villages if he indeed has a backstab move on one of the villages and he does have a unit in the shadows lurking in the castle waiting to pounce on my elvish scout. Then he really does like this central attack, and I do not blame him for it. However, I am going to have to hold my ground. Going to scout a bit. Okay, his leader is gone. So, judging by this 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Based on this situation, I would say I won't. Based on this situation, I would say I will not retreat. I will place my leader somewhere where I'm actually thinking of placing my leader on this particular tile, although it might not be the brightest of ideas. I could also place my wows in front on the forest. That might also be a relatively decent plan. In terms of recruits, I will be recruiting a problem is I have nobody to cover this particular village. Could probably play this way. Okay. And I will place my fighter on this side of the map but then I would basically, okay, that should be fine. And at the same time, I would recruit an elvish fighter, even if it is to die. It can do retaliation against those. So if it dies, it dies. If it survives, it will do tons of retaliation damage versus these adepts. There's only 2 adepts left. So at the same time, I do want to block. That's the problem with bats. He can just do whatever he wants. And now I will kind of be forced to not where I want to be, definitely. I will be forced to delay shroud updates. 1, 2, 3. I will be forced to place my leader on this particular tile so that the ghost doesn't get it. At the same time, yeah, that should be fine. At the same time, I will retreat from this particular side and should be able to scout a bit more this side. That is absolutely fine. Not sure what he is doing on the other side. That is a very weak positioning from my part. I will probably succumb to these adepts at night. They will kill my fighter. However, if they do fail to kill my fighter, which I don't expect them to because they need 3 out of 4, I will be able to absolutely demolish these adepts. It will all come down to luck, I guess. However, I do need a mage against these ghosts. And I do need more fighters against these adepts. I should have probably moved my elvish fighter closer to home so I can reinforce if needed. Now his leader, okay, there it is. The central attack is coming and my unit placement is lacking, to say the least. I will be trying to block everything here, but it will be difficult. If he kills my fighter, is GG. I completely misplaced my units. It's a beginner's mistake, I would say. 2 out of 3 does not really help. And 2 out of 3 versus 60% again does not. There's the pesky bat, being pesky as usual. He can basically get whatever villages he wishes. That's why I'm forced to keep these fighters wherever I can. Now, in terms of his attack, if he doesn't use these adepts, then I'm fine. But he will use these adepts. If by any chance he misses, he should miss one with this adept. If he misses, then I am absolutely fine. Oh, that was painful. Now it's all downhill from here. I can't come back from this. Unfortunately, I will lose a lot of units. My leader is nowhere to be seen. This is absolutely a disaster. I can't really come back from this. I needed that fighter to deal damage to the adept. It's impossible to come back. I could try to put my leader back. However, these wowzers are going to die to ghosts, and that's all she wrote, I'm afraid. So I am going to try to mount a defense. It's not going to work, obviously, but I can at least try. And I will obviously attack the skeleton. There's not much else that I can do at this point. I should get my damage in wherever I can. And I will probably lose this game. It's inevitable, I feel, at this point. I could try to recruit some... basically another wows. However, his ghosts are incredibly annoying. They actually deal a lot of damage during the night. It's not a pretty situation to be in. He will be able to go for my mage, I feel. And but I don't have any other choice at this point rather than rely on luck. And his adepts missing their hits. He will come with his bat and he will absolutely pillage my village. I will pillage back. Don't think it matters though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. However, I'm on a mission. I'm making a statement. I'm not going back. Which one is easier to kill? A bat on, so I'll make it resilient, dexterous, quick resilience. So I will move this maybe here. I feel that I should swap these fighters around. Swap maybe these fighters around. Should try to move this here and this here, simply because it's easier to kill a bat on a village rather than killing a skeleton on a village. And now I'm basically relying on the fact that hopefully his adepts will miss. He has been a bit lucky, and let's see what happens. I'm really curious. This is a mistake from my part. I shouldn't be overly reliant on luck, which it seems I am at this point. But again, there's really not much you could do versus a central attack coming from Undead with his powerful magic. His units are not that mobile, but they do deal a lot of damage. The ghosts are simply going to hurt. He can pillage absolutely everything he pleases. I am hoping to lure some of these units from the central attack to go on my scout on the bottom village. However, I do not think I do not think this would be successful. If he does move his leader forward, and if he does go for the attack, then okay, that was fortunate for me, at least. Don't know what he will do with the ghoul. Definitely a scout on 40% is not what you want. Even his bat is more efficient in okay, there you go. That's the answer to my question. He will be pillaging left and right, but considering the fact that he went for the pillaging strategy, okay, that was unexpected. I would have definitely gone for the village if I were him. Considering he went for the pillaging strategy, I expect him to retreat his leader. I don't expect him to push forward with his leader. Not at all. It wouldn't be wise, I feel. In terms of the ghost and the merman hunter, it is really unfortunate. He got so many hits in on the merman hunter during the first night. However, now luck is coming back to me. I mean, justice, I would say, not luck, is coming back to me, and he's missing his attacks on the merman hunter. Now, I would have gone for the village. He's all in at this point. He might as well go for villages. If he goes with the leader forward, if he moves the leader forward, then he's definitely all in. And oh my God, 2 out of 2 misses. This is unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. That is the game right here, right now. I don't see him coming back from this. It must really hurt him in terms of morale. He really needed that positioning to go for the mage. I could feel it. He's waiting to go for the mage. Mage is basically the sugar coating on the cake, the icing on the cake. 2 out of 2. No 2 out of 2. That is absolutely fantastic. He needs 2 out of 2 with this. Will he get it? Will he get it? Will he get it? Yes, he doesn't get it. Unbelievable. This is a crazy game in terms of random number generator. I was a bit overly reliant. I must admit, I made mistakes, and now I hope my WoW survives. I see no reason why my WoW shouldn't survive, simply because, oh my God, he actually went for the WoWs! Oh my God, impact attack, that must really hurt the skeleton. This is crazy, ladies and gentlemen. I can feel the frustration. I can feel it all the way from here. Let's see the stats. Minus 47%. That was a critical minus 47%. It's not only minus 47%, it's minus 47% during second watch when he took risks. Therefore, it's particularly painful and it's particularly unfair for my opponent, to be honest. I would have expected at least him get 0, then his strategy would have worked, right? Now, it's a bit unfortunate. I could even go for the leader if I want to make some big plays. However, I will not be doing that because I am simply not in the best of situations. I simply am not, believe me when I tell you. Now, in terms of what I could do, I need to absolutely destroy this adept, otherwise he will deal damage next time. Now, in terms of, I will definitely go for the skeleton. I need to kill his damage dealers. Oh my god, I was so scared it would not be. I was so scared I would not hit the skeleton at all. However, that was not the case. Now, I would need to keep recruiting, and I would need to basically retreat my mage, and hopefully 3 out of 3. That was incredible. That was huge, ladies and gentlemen, because now I don't need to waste another unit on that particular skeleton. However, this does raise a question in terms of my unit placement. I would need to recruit on this particular side, and I would say the best recruit possible at this moment would be another mage. Okay, simply because I do want to kill this ghost, and I do want to put some pressure on his leader in terms of what are you doing? And there goes the adept. That is insult to injury, and I don't know if I am able to do anything at this point. I think I will try to be sneaky, and I will try to do a backstab attack on him, and I would try to pillage my villages back. I would try to recuperate my villages or not. I don't really know. I would probably try to. Okay. In terms of the bat, he kind of made a mistake. The bat, there's no way this bat gets out of here. The bat is cornered, and I have my mages to recuperate any kind of villages that he might pillage. If he gets this village with the ghost, then I am going to absolutely punish him. His leader is trapped in the middle of the map. The cavalry is coming for his leader. I don't care about villages anymore. And ladies and gentlemen, I need to go away for 1 minute or so. You will see my screen, but you won't be able to hear me. See you soon. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. Let's see what is going on. And let's see what he is pillaging here around. Okay, surrendered. Well, that was it. My opponent took a big gamble on the middle, in the middle and area, and it did not pay off. I was a bit lucky, but at the same time, I was kind of pushed into a corner with the bat. My units were all on villages. He had superior raiding capabilities as compared to me, and there was really nothing that I could do, right? So I was kind of forced to stand my ground, and yeah, it 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 paid off. Not necessarily the best strategy, don't get me wrong, but I was kind of forced. I'm not very familiar with the map, so I had to take a gamble. I did put the wows first. I did put the fighter first, and I did bank on 1 out of 2 and 1 out of 2 for both depths. This didn't happen, however, because it didn't happen because he had good luck. He pressed forward with the attack, and then he got unlucky, which kind of forced him in an unrecoverable situation, which is what you see here. It's a fair surrender. I don't think he would have had chances to recover from this. I'm sure he would have had um, gold to recover, to recruit quite a lot of units. He would have been able to basically slowly crawl back into the game if he wanted to. But at the same time, I have had all these mages. I even had the Merman Hunter. I would have gone for a leader kill. Anyway, I hope you guys liked it. I'll be posting this because it was a quick, short, nice game with basically a lesson. Don't take unnecessary risks. It's not his fault, but sometimes a random number generator can really make a promising attack into a frustrating situation. It's not more or less that he could come back really, but he kind of went all in. I would have expected him again when he went with the leader forward. I would have expected him to go back. Anyway, I hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you next time.